guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Aaron, NYC Artist, and we're back for another episode. So, I'm recording this on a Thursday. My last day of teaching for the year was on a Monday. And I have to say, yeah, it's been an interesting 2 years from teaching ELA in Brooklyn to teaching 7th grade science in my neighborhood. Both my girls went to the same junior high school. Well, my youngest just started. She did her she's in 6th grade. My oldest graduated last June. And it's funny seeing all my oldest daughter's teachers there and, chatting with them and whatnot. They always asking me about my oldest. I said, yeah, she's doing good, and everything else. And, having, talking with teachers and everything else and talking to my daughter's teachers, they're like, dude, this is your last day. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm out. I started a new job and such and such. And a lot of them finding out what I did, they were like, wait, man, what? And I was like, yeah. So it was good. I have to say it was a very interesting experience. But in the end, after 2 years, I saw myself, I saying, yeah, I don't see myself doing this for 20 years because of the fact that you're trying to reach parents, you have, then you're dealing with the assistant principals and then this and that. It's just too much. It's really too much. I know one guy, he pretty much quit because he was like, he couldn't take it anymore. He was sleeping. A good buddy of training partner of mine, I know he retired after 20-something years. He was actually a doctor who went into teaching, which bugged my mind. I was like, dude, worked in a hospital surgeon and everything else, and then he went into teaching biology and whatnot in the Yonkers. He enjoyed it, but after 20-something years, he goes, I'm done. And I don't blame him for it. You know what I'm saying? Also, the fact that when a lot of the teachers, two of the teachers I worked with that were next to me, they were telling me their salary, and I was like, wow. And they were like, yeah, but the amount of time it takes to reach that salary, when I said, well, I think you should be reaching that salary at 10 years, not close to when you reach in 20. And they were saying exactly. Which got to me, I'm like, listen, if I'm teaching your kid, I should be making close to 6 figures. And now, granted, in 1945, 1950, that it would have been different. But nowadays, I'm babysitting your kid, I'm teaching your kid. It should be X amount. It should be after 10 years, X amount, and then after 20 years, X amount. Which I think it should be. After doing it, yeah, we as a teacher, we should be getting paid. Like, you start off, you're making 80. After 10 years, you're making close to 100, over 100. That's my opinion, and I'm going to stick to it. Anyone else who thinks differently, that's your opinion. Cool. Now, interesting story. So on my last day, as I'm clocking out, I'm walking out the door. I see some of the safety officers I talked to. I say, what's going on? I looked, I said, hey, what's going on? I guess the head safety officer looks at me, he goes, hey, you want to pretend to be the principal? I looked over there, I said, I see all these people. I said, let me guess, they're here to see the principal. She was like, yep. I said, nah, this is my last day as a teacher. I'm good. What happened? Then she started laughing. I don't want that smoke. I get the feeling that that's a whole mess. I don't want to deal with that. She was like, yep, that's a whole mess. So I get home. My youngest, she gets home. I said, hey, what happened? And I see a whole bunch of parents outside. I'm thinking, they're protesting because of grades or whatnot. And, my youngest, she tells me, oh, Daddy, a girl was being bullied all year. Nothing was never done. And apparently she might have been hospitalized. I said, oh, that's not good. So, as a parent, I gave my daughters a rule. If you're being bullied by someone, step 1, you tell us, and then you tell your teacher. We have the meeting. Step 2, if this kid persistently decides to keep bullying you after we have a meeting, you have my permission to break their nose and break their arm if it goes that far. And we'll deal with the consequences later. Parents, who are parents of bullies and think that, well, their kid needs to toughen up. Let me tell you something. You need to understand something. Parents nowadays are not taking that. They have no parents nowadays. There are videos where you see parents beating the crap out of their children's bullies because their parents aren't doing nothing. So, to those parents who might be listening and their child might be a bully, you might want to reconsider and maybe, I don't know, either A, pulling your child out of school, or B, telling your child you might want to change your ways because you have no idea what's going to happen. Not to mention the legal ramifications and the physical ramifications. Because some parents may be like, screw it, I'm not getting a lawyer, we're going physical. Whereas some parents, they're like, well, we got the money to do both. Hence why I put my kids in martial arts. They're in the same martial arts schools as daddy goes into. Sometimes daddy's showing them things. So, and I even told my kids, my students, I said, listen, when it comes to bullying, my kids have permission to break the kid's nose and break their arm if they have to. We'll deal with the ramifications later. Of course, that whole class was like, and they started clapping. They're like, you actually told your daughters that? I was like, yeah. Because if the person's not going to learn the first time, they'll learn the second time. Also, if it gets physical or the kid, God forbid, tries to take their own life when bullying does happen, it's not good. And to those parents who might be listening to this and their kid's a bully and they don't care, you really, really, really need to look at yourself. If you're being told your kid's a bully and you're letting your kid do this, you need to realize there are consequences to those actions. I'm not going to say that I'm right or wrong. I'm just here to say what I've seen and what I can say might happen. So you're going to have to change what you do. So that's enough about that happened. But now, it's summertime. Today, like I said, today's Thursday. It's June 30th. Tomorrow's, I think, July 1st. Everyone's getting ready to have fun this 4th of July weekend. Everyone's getting ready to, barbecue, relax, spend time with family. I know I am. I know tomorrow I'm going to have to go to the supermarket and get some ribs, cook some ribs, take it over to my wife's cousin's house because, apparently I'm the rib guy. But all in all, it's good. Now, onto this piece that I'm working on. I have to say, I have to kick myself in the butt because I haven't done a very intricate perspective drawing, I think, in almost 20 years. I think this is the first time I'm actually doing something this detailed, which to me, I'm like, this was supposed to be for a contest. Of course, I missed the date for the contest. I actually started over with this because I wasn't liking how it looked the first time around. So if you saw the previous video, how I started it, and you might have seen two characters there thinking, oh, he's gonna, I'm like, no, I didn't like it. It just wasn't vibing with me. So I just started from scratch, which happens. Of course, the contest ended, but I'm still going to continue this. But what I might do is I might take a step back because there was something I was sketching that it's like I saw an artist do something on Pinterest, and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I was just sketching it out. And then on the day I was sketching it out, of course, the Supreme Court justices decided to overturn Roe versus Wade. Now, like I said, I'm a father of 2 girls. My girls have rights. They have the right to choose how they want to live their life. They have the right to choose what they want to do with their bodies. Old men shouldn't be making laws on what women should do and should not do with their bodies. Government shouldn't be making laws like that neither. But in America, for some apparent reason, it's 2022. We're still having this debate. Why? I have no idea. People seem to think only one religion runs this country and one religion doesn't run this country. We're a secular country. We are a country of many religions, many languages, many people of different faiths and from different countries. So when I see things like that and I'm like, huh? And then
Were crashing down behind him in the tunnels. He heard echoes of his parents' voice. He knew he needed to get to them to save them, but he didn't know where they were. He was looking for the light, and he found it. But there was a different man in front of him. He looked like a politician. He introduced himself as Chancellor Palpatine, smiling at Ezra. Through a small window, the young Ezra could see his family. His parents were in front of him alive. He looked at them with worry on his face, then Palpatine smiled wickedly as he looked down at Ezra. He could feel Ezra's indecision. He was being taught, but he wasn't fully within the light. Ezra looked at Palpatine. He knew it was all wrong. He looked at his parents testing his maturity. He knew he had to let them go. It wouldn't be easy, but they would be all right wherever they may be. Ezra closed his eyes and pulled his arms together. As he pushed out with all of his might, and everything around him crumbled. The nice-looking old man turned into the vilified Dark Lord of the Sith. Crying out in fierce anger as everything toppled down on top of him, Ezra ran out of the room as it crumbled behind him. As he found himself lying next to Obi-Wan, he gathered himself to his feet. Obi-Wan and Ezra left, though they didn't see Master Yoda. But as they came out, Ahsoka and Shakti had already gone in. But Luke and Leia were gone. Obi-Wan was a bit worried for them, but when he saw Morai Al, he knew everything was right. He looked at Ezra, who looked out into the distant fields. A tear was floating down his cheeks. Obi-Wan went over to him and kneeled before him, asking about everything that happened in his vision. Obi-Wan and Ezra shared a moment of bonding, defining that the two of them should become master and apprentice. Ezra talked about memories of his parents before they went missing. He talked about loving them and missing them when they were gone. Obi-Wan expressed that he too remembered his parents, and he had a brother. But those were all pieces of the past. He expressed that it was alright to have those memories, and that it was alright to remember them, but as they moved forward in time, light guided them into betterment. Ezra understood this well as he wiped away tears and wrapped his arms around Obi-Wan, who took him in. Inside of the Jedi Temple, Ahsoka and Shakti began their steps towards meditation. Shakti saw into her own meditation and her own journey as she felt the Force move around her, seeing the galaxy revolve before her eyes. She looked at it, and then she felt the calling to be a guide for people across the galaxy. She then saw people who cried on other planets that looked like she kneeled down, and then her tackle surrounding the galaxy. The planet Ilum flew up into her face as it spun around and exploded before her eyes. Ahsoka, on the other hand, watched as a mix of Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader walked towards her. The room looked like the Jedi Temple where he taught her. He was flashing in front of her between Vader and Anakin, where he became a nasty combination of the two. He ignited a lightsaber, and he pumped his arm out as it froze her. Ahsoka couldn't do anything. She looked at him as he pulled his lightsaber up to her throat, and she felt the heat of the blaze go across her neck. He swung down without cutting her as he turned around and screamed with all the anger he had within him. The scream broke down the walls of the room as there were the clones from Siege of Mandalore that surrounded her, guns raised. Anakin turned around with a tear falling down his eye, and the mask that was a part of his face began to tear apart. Anakin split apart, and his body and Vader fell in two separate directions as clones ran up to him and shot him until each of them
do something very intricate where, yeah, it's going to probably take me a month. But then I realized, like, something like this shouldn't take me a month. But, of course, because I'm working, I'm a family man, and everything else, I have to run to do this, I have to run to do that. Yeah, it's going to probably take me a month, 2 months, 3 months to do. Hence why I might take a break from this and work on that sketching thing I was doing when based off of the Supreme Court's decision, because I think that's a more powerful piece that I want to do and I actually want to sell. And then I'm going to work from there. On another note, like I said, I don't start this new job until July 12th. So right now I'm going to take all the time to like draw, hang with the family, take trips, do this, do that. Maybe do a little bit of gardening. I realized that this blue jay keeps coming in my backyard. I wonder if it's the same blue jay. I might end up getting a bird feeder because this blue jay, for some apparent reason, likes to hang out on my gutters and then fly in my backyard a lot. So I'm hoping it's the same blue jay and not not a different blue jay, because I'm like, I always see this guy or girl, I don't know what sex it is, flying around, hopping from one place to the other, whatnot. So maybe I'll get a bird feeder so I can see it some more. Hopefully it doesn't get eaten by a cat or something. I do know one day I was driving, and for those of you who live in Queens and know where Francis Lewis High School is, so I'm going towards, we're on, I forgot the name of that street. But it's the street on Francis Lewis High School, and you're driving towards Jamaica. I saw an eagle fly underneath that overpass, and I'm thinking to myself, it got himself a pigeon. Because a whole bunch of pigeons hide underneath that overpass. And that's the only reason why I'm like, yeah, he got himself some lunch. He knows where to go for lunch. So that's why I was like, someone got lunch. But other than that happened. I saw that yesterday. I was like, interesting. But yes, we have a lot of eagles and hawks in Queens, especially where the parks are. Another thing. I'm hoping to have more. I know I've been lacking on merch for my Redbubble store, so I'm hoping to start bringing more of that in for the summer. I know I was lacking due to with camping, with not camping, with teaching and everything else. I haven't been too much into that, but hopefully I can get back into that. I'm going to try to at least be a little bit more frequent during the summer. Hopefully, say how the job is going and everything else, especially show new artwork. And other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Right now, it's just a matter of enjoying summer. I have one barbecue, like I said, for tomorrow. I have to prep for another barbecue that I got to do on the July 17th. I know a friend of mine, he's having a birthday party for his kid next week's, in 2 weeks. Yeah, the summer's going to be packed. It's going to be packed. It's going to be fun. But it is what it is. We'll take the ride together, enjoy the journey together, and see what's next. All right? So thank you for listening. If you like what you hear, click the subscribe button, click the like button. Stay tuned for what comes next. And